3-6 Mafia.
Oh yeah.
3-6 Mafia.
Right back into it.
My guys.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's hear what they got to say.
How did you guys come up with the name 3-6 Mafia? Because there's been so much speculation to you guys' name because it does have 666 in it.
Yeah, it came from that. Basically, Lord Infamous has said 666 Mafia in a song. That wasn't even our group name. He just said it. He was just like, a 666 Mafia, falling down, and a silencer. And I liked that. And I was like, whoa, that's dope. And I just started sampling 666 Mafia. And that became really popular with us. And that still wasn't our name. I would just sample that. And then, you know, when it was time to form a group, I was like, hey, we should call ourselves 666 Mafia. And everybody liked it. And then next thing I know, white fans came like that. They flocked to us. Next thing I know, we got a call to do a show in Bartlett, Tennessee. I'm like, Bartlett, Tennessee? I'm like, I don't even know black folks can go out there. And then next thing I know, I started doing shows in number white clubs.
I know Lord Infamous has gone on record to say that he dabbled in like Satanism and all that stuff.
Yeah, he didn't do that for real.
He didn't?
Hell no.
I just watched an interview with him last night where he was talking about how he went to hell and demons were torturing him and like it was crazy. And I was
he was just high.
Okay.
I mean, I grew up singing Amazing Grace in the church and I was playing the organ. Everybody know that. He was in the church every Sunday in Mississippi. It don't get no more churcher than a Mississippi church.
I love that you call him out like that, though. You're like, no, that's my brother. Nope, he grew up singing Amazing Grace. So there was no real satanic reasoning behind the name.
No.
The lore has always just kind of like your reputation precedes you.
Yeah, it was just an image. It was just something that was cool. We never studied Satan or any of that. I don't know.
Okay, so what do you think about that? Because I know growing up, it was like, 3-6s, like they're playing off of this imagery. Yeah. Do they really do it, or is it just a gimmick?
I saw a documentary with the late great Gangsta Boo said she bought a witch book and put some of them joints in her ROMs. She said that on a documentary.
Wow. So you think he's lying, or you think he just don't
lying.
see it that serious?
No. I know people who are close to them, and they aren't playing about. They're not dibbling and dabbling in witchcraft.
So you
met
think
Juicy J. I know for sure that he's not into that stuff.
So, but okay. So we have a disagreement here.
Yeah.
So why play with it? Do they? Because they said they came from church.
Yeah.
Which okay. So there's a couple things. Either you are lying about doing the Ouija stuff, or you're lying about your faith in God, right? Because if you had a true faith in God, you wouldn't play with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which is it?
Probably.
Or is it both? Is it they don't believe in none of it?
No, it's probably more of a lukewarm thing than anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I think that's 1 foot in the door means that I kind of believe this, and then the other side is pretty much like I don't think anything's gonna happen if I play with this. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I think ends up happening with people like that.
So why did his friend, he mentioned I don't know the other guy's name.
Lord Infamous.
Why, I'm sorry, I can't even call him that. But anyway, why would he say that, why would his friend say that he was doing all of this stuff if it's not true?
I think it was all entertainment based. I think it was entertainment based.
I think Ryan Righteous loved 3-6 Mafia.
Yeah, that's what we're
Tear that club up.
I'm really just sitting there thinking about, like when I met them, they how they used to wear like the glasses and the golds and all that kind of stuff. When I met them, they didn't have that stuff on. You know
You're saying the whole thing is an act.
I think it was an act. I think it was like we found
It's like
something.
Little John, basically.
Yeah, it's like we found something to play off of. Let's see how long we can play with this. You know what I'm saying?
Like it's like Lil Jon. Like if you ever meet Lil Jon for real, it's almost like that Dave Chappelle skit where you like I met Lil Jon and he's like proper and you know what I mean. It's not that what like, it's
Yeah,
like,
I met Lil Jon. It's not like that.
Yeah, but I get that. But I think what Sean's saying is real. It's like why would you play with that imagery if that's not what you're doing?
Yeah,
Because that imagery is a dangerous imagery.
Well, he said why. He said why in the clip. He said as soon as they changed their name to that, immediately got a bunch of attention.
Because the people
there's a culture that loves mocking God.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to mock God,
So or is that culture that loves dark imagery or darkness or dark stuff? Yeah.
Even worse, is that the equivalent of selling your soul? Like
I was just gonna say that
you're getting the offer, like, hey, money and success if you follow this demonic path.
But we've heard people who have been on tour with NF say that he comes in and he's talking, he's having a good time, he's laughing, but then when they call him out to the stage, he puts on the hoodie and drops his head.
There's a level of acting when it comes to being an artist, 100%.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
So you just think it's completely stage presence.
Yeah, because
act.
this isn't the first time I've heard this. I've looked it up. Where they said that they never did that kind of stuff.
So you believe him at face value? That just because he said he never did it or he's not interested in it?
I do. I think this is kind of like one of those things. We found a gimmick and we ran with it. There was a group back in the day, Insane Clown Posse.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't really like that. That was just they did an interview. They were like, we just did that for our fans.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Even if you're right,
Yeah.
somebody in an office somewhere thought that this was a good idea. Why? Why?
Well, because of the industry, the evil.
Why did they think it was a good idea, and why did it work?
Because
There's a sickness there somewhere. So
Yeah.
if they were pretending to do this, that's a problem. If somebody thought this was a good idea, that's a problem. And the fact that it worked and they got paid off of it is another problem. Why
But
is
we
that
hear
happening?
this story all the time about executives that get presented with album ideas and then they say, oh, no, that's not going to work. But then they say, oh, but this person is going to take their clothes off. They're going to put like demonic stuff on. Oh, yeah, that could work. See what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where the higher you go up, the more evil you see in the industry. And those are the people that are pulling the strings and making this stuff happen.
But he the one who said, I'm only going off of this video because I don't listen, right? But he's the one who said, let's call ourselves 3-6 Mafia. That was not an exec who said that. He said that.
Idea.
Yeah.
So to me, that's how I read the Bible. Okay, I know what it said, when I'm dealing with people, I know what you said, but what else are you not saying that you are saying?
Because if he came from playing the organ and they all
That's what I was
they
gonna
know
say.
what it means.
Right.
No, I do.
Why you mess with
I do
it?
know that they messed around with drugs and in the darkest parts of the world, for sure. But I don't believe that they were worshiping. They weren't Satanists. I don't believe that.
I think they could have been low level dabbling stuff because, especially as someone who grew up in church, like there's certain things you don't play with, and the devil is one of them.
Yeah.
And I don't know too many people that grew up in church, like, and even in that you still have a respect for God and respect for good and like stay away from evil type thing. I'm not gonna put 666 as my group name,
Yeah.
even if I'm not actively walking
Here's
with the
the
Lord.
thing, Ryan. What's the difference?
The difference.
What's the difference between whether they were Satanists or they pretended to be Satanists? Isn't that the same? If you're willing to pretend to be a Satanist, what's the difference?
I think the difference is actually like being a part of the occult. Like,
But if you're willing to pretend to be a part of the cult,
That's true.
doesn't that make you a part of the
If
occult?
you got stuff on your album cover that looks like a cult,
I'll say this:
the
I don't think it's wise. I don't think any of it was wise. I don't think any of it was even a good marketing plan. But I understand that what they're doing worked for them. Like the whole Mafia thing, right? Like all of that. All
Right.
that's evil.
Ryan got an independent artist spotlight coming with Project Pat. That's what's going on.
That's a good idea. that would really give us a better insight.
tell
other
you no
than-
truth.
Other than what I know.
He gonna sit right
Right.
there and tell you the truth.
He said
Yeah.
his friend lying, who said
Yeah.
he went to hell. It's like, who just say this stuff?
Project Pat's
Well, no,
been doing a lot with Christian
I think-
hip hop artists.
yeah, he does.
I can make a phone call
He
right
does.
now and find that out.
Get him in here.
Oh, that's what it is?
Let me do
No,
that.
no, that's
He only-
Project Pat was
he only
on
comes out on
Hypnotize.
Tuesdays.
He was on Hypnotize Mind. I don't think he was on the label of 3-6.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Okay.
but I do think my man, he was talking about. I don't know. I think he may have passed away. But
He did.
I think the thing was Lord Infamous was either on like a Vlad TV type style interview, and he was saying this. He was saying that verbatim, like, yo, and he could have been right. He could have been drugged. He could have been in a drug state where he was high.
Even more.
But you're opening yourself when you get high. Like people don't know
You know
that.
what the problem is? Ryan went to school with a lot of these people. That's the problem.
I went to school with
Ryan went to school with a lot of
I
these
met
cats.
them at Radio 1.
He went to school with a lot of these.
He's about to
cats,
leave
yeah.
here
Yeah.
and blast tear the club up, or we get fly.
I will say this though, when I was, let's see, I was what, 9th grade when this was really big, when
Yeah.
the 666 Mafia was big. I remember dropping the 666 because it made me uncomfortable and
Yeah.
going 3-6 to make myself feel better.
They
about the
did
music.
change it.
Yeah, it
Was that why?
666. I think it was probably 666.
Because it started 666,
It
but
was
then the
666.
album said 3-6 Mafia,
Yeah.
and then they started saying 666 again.
I don't know.
Or 3-6.
3-6.
To soften it, I think.
Just soften it, yeah.
So stupid. This is so stupid, guys.
666 Mafia. That's
I
funny.
know.
Yeah.